Now, as you have installed MySQL Workbench, let's give it a go and explore its main features. When you start MySQL Workbench, its Home tab is displayed. Before you can work with a database, you need to connect to the database server. So you click here and enter the password if you are prompted for it. You enter the password. You can check this box so you will not have to type the password every time you come back. And click OK. Alright. The first thing you want to do is to check if the database server is running. Usually, the database server starts automatically when you start your computer. Now I'll show you how to check the status of your database server. So you click on Server, Startup Shutdown. Alright, so in my case, the server is already running. If you want to stop it for any reason, you use the Stop Server button right here. Alright, now the server has stopped. You can start it again by clicking on the Start Server button right here. Let's do it. Alright, now it is running again. In some cases, you might not be able to use MySQL Workbench to start and stop the MySQL server. In that case, you can attempt to use your operating system to start or stop the server. On Windows, for example, you go to Control Panel. Just forgive me, my computer is in Italian language, but you will not have any problems on finding out where I am actually going. Then you find Administrative Tools section, View Local Services, find MySQL in the list and select it. That one. You can do it right here. At this point, there is one last thing you must do. You should download from golearnfast.com the file that contains the SQL scripts needed for all of the examples in these tutorials. To find out how to download this file, just follow the steps in the description of this video. So, I've already downloaded that file. So all you have to do is to click on this icon here, search for the file which you have downloaded. In my case, I have it in this folder here, and open the file. Don't worry about what is written in here. You will not understand it right now. Now, click on this icon here and wait a bit. To determine if the script runs successfully, you can review the results in the output window. In my case, for example, the output window shows a series of statements that have executed successfully. Note the green marks. Note that the yellow marks are notes and not errors, so those are alright. The Navigator window shows you the list of your databases. So, if your script ran successfully, you should see 2 new databases in the list. So you click on the refresh button right here. As you can see, 2 new databases have been added to the list. As you work with the code that's presented in these tutorials, you may make changes to the databases or tables that you don't intend to make. In that case, you may want to restore the databases to their original state so your results match the results shown in these tutorials. To do that, you can run this script again by clicking on this icon. This drops the old databases and recreates them. As you already know, in a client-server system, there is a server and arbitrarily many clients which are connected to the server and communicate with it. The databases and the MySQL database management system are stored on the server. If you have installed Workbench as described at the beginning of this tutorial series, a server has been already installed on your computer. In addition to that, it comes out of the box with 3 sample databases already in place. Let's have a look at it. The Navigator window in MySQL Workbench shows you the list of the databases contained in your server. As you can see, those 2 are the ones which you have just created. The other 3 are 3 sample databases from MySQL Workbench. As you already know, the data in a database are stored in 1 or more tables. Each table can be viewed as a 2-dimensional matrix consisting of rows and columns. Let's have a look at it. If you click on the arrow to the left, you can show the database objects. As you can see, you have tables, views, stored procedures, and functions. For the moment, we'll focus on the tables. Later in these tutorials, you can focus on the other ones. If you expand the Tables node of the World database, you can view all the tables contained in the World database. To view the rows and columns for a table, you can right-click on the table name and click on Here. This displays the rows and columns for the table in a Result tab. Those, for instance, are the rows and columns of the city table in the World database. To communicate with the databases, you must send a query to MySQL on the server using the SQL language. Then MySQL interprets this query and sends the results back to you. Let's have a look at it. When you first connect to a MySQL server in MySQL Workbench, a Code Editor tab is automatically opened. You can use the Code Editor to enter and execute a SQL statement. Let's have a look at it. This is a SQL statement. Don't worry if you don't understand it now. To execute this statement, you can click on this button right here. If the statement retrieves data, like in this example, the data is displayed in a Result tab. During the next tutorials, you're going to learn how to manage, manipulate, define and retrieve data in a database using the SQL programming language.